So, I know I have a YouTube page and I only post every so often, but I've been thinking about actually doing some sort of not a daily thing, but an every so often thing. Well, more often than what I do. About my update with battling late stage Lyme disease. I've talked about how so many people make fun of this disease, but they truly don't understand the concept of what this disease truly does. I am one of millions of people who battle this disease. Some are lucky and get it caught early, and they have a better chance to get better. But others end up not being so lucky, like myself. You see, in my Lyme group, we have like a few people who've hit remission. One of them hit remission like, a long time ago, but ended up getting sick again with the Lyme bacteria itself. You see, you can hit remission, but it can lie dormant deep inside the tissues and the bones, and even in your organs and stuff, and be there for years, and then it can end up reproducing and changing, so you can get sick again. Every 4 weeks, the bacteria, if you're not getting treated, changes. I've been off treatment for about 8 months, and it's been difficult. Not a lot of insurance companies are willing to pay for Lyme treatment. Unfortunately, it's a controversial disease that's been happening for over 40 years, even though this disease has been around over 60 years or more. I battle, of course, borreliosis, and I have babesiosis, and I have Bartonella. Babesiosis is an infection that deals with your respiratory system. Bartonella is a biofilm. I can show you what the stripes are. I don't know if you can really see, but those are a sign of Bartonella, which is also known as cat scratch fever. Because you can get it from cats, but you can also get it from the ticks, mosquitoes, spiders, just any type of insect that can bite you. Most people don't realize that Lyme disease is actually sexually transmitted as well. You can also get it through getting blood transfusions, because blood banks do not screen for any of the Lyme or its co-infections. There are over 300 plus co-infections and over 300 plus different Lyme bacteria. Most of us have 3 or more co-infections with our disease. And I've been recently going to a kinesiologist because I can't go to my regular practitioner yet, since I owe money. And I can't go to Missouri to the other doctor who's actually focusing his life on working with people like us, because it's over $300 and something and plus traveling expenses and hotel stay. It's hard to be battling Lyme disease, and a lot of people from Germany or just in different countries come here for treatment, when here in the United States we struggle just as much with being treated due to the lack of them believing that Lyme disease is real, or not knowing what Lyme disease truly is, because they don't really get taught about it in school. I found out that they only go like a page or so. Just a small part is actually taught to them about Lyme disease. Last year, I was in the hospital 3 times due to irregular heartbeat. And I wasn't sure what was happening. After a while, I ended up finding out in May that I have cardiac scoliosis and supravascular tachycardia. Cardiac scoliosis means that the Lyme has entered inside my heart. Unfortunately, Lyme is everywhere inside your body. It attacks every single organ, tissue, bone, even your brain. It's difficult to treat. Oral meds isn't really something that most of us can handle due to having a leaky gut. Life is weird, and it can change in the blink of an eye, or it's difficult, especially if you battle chronic illness and something that's incurable. A lot of people think that there's a cure out there, but there truly isn't a cure. There was a vaccine that was around in like 1993 or 92 that was supposed to help with battling Lyme disease, but that ended up being removed from the FDA because some people ended up getting sick due to the vaccine. I know a lot of people on YouTube talk about, random things like pranks that they've done, or, just things that aren't like what I'm trying to talk about. I just want to help people know what Lyme disease is and that anybody can get it. There's millions upon millions of people who are infected with this illness. And yet people are so cruel to make fun of us because they don't really understand it. And they never will understand it unless they themselves has it. Think about being in the top 5% of your high school class. And then, out of nowhere, you're struggling with writing your name, knowing your numbers, knowing how to tie your shoe. Just this basic stuff you can't do as well as you used to. That's me. That's my life. I graduated in December of 2006 at the age of 16. And I was in my top 5% class, and I was awarded the KU Alumni Scholarship Award. And now, sometimes I can't really say people's names or say my own name. It's real. This disease is real. It makes you suffer every day. You get sick every day. That's our life. And it's not something we are faking. I wish sometimes I could just wake up and be better. But that's not something that's happening. It's like hard sometimes to understand other people's pain, or, when they're sick, because of how much you deal with it. It's like you're not human anymore. But you are. I went to my kinesiologist yesterday, and I still don't understand it. It was my 6th time going. And he told me that my GI tract is bleeding. Last time I went before yesterday, I was told that my colon is inflamed. I'm allergic to my dog. My small intestine is inflamed and has something wrong with it. My liver is inflamed, and there's something going on with that. My pancreas could be inflamed. Basically everything is inflamed due to this bacteria. My face is breaking out because of the bacteria. It's pretty interesting. what happens to the body. But I just want to help y'all understand that there's millions of people like me. The CDC says that there's over 300,000 people who are infected with Lyme disease. But that's not true. Last year alone, there was over 1 million who became infected. There are so many people who are going undiagnosed because of the testing is outdated. This testing has been around for over 60 years. It's so hard to pinpoint borreliosis, Lyme, because it's this bacteria spirochete that can go into the bones and joint, skin and everything, because it's a corkscrew bacteria, and it changes. It can manipulate cell walls that's inside your body. It can manipulate a lot of other things. A lot of people have been told that they have Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ALS, dementia, MS, lupus, fibromyalgia, and the list goes on because of how it mimics. Because this is known as the great imitator. I really hope that I can share my story with many people, because this life is really hard. Battling late stage disease, let alone, it being a disease, is pretty difficult. Sometimes you have to explain yourself to people on how they won't get it from you if they just touch it. Or answering their questions on, why don't you look sick? Well, we kind of know how to pretend to be healthy. We've got a lot of practice. It'll be 3 years since I've been diagnosed with Lyme. Tomorrow, I think. Before that, I didn't know what it was or that I had it. Lyme causes chronic fatigue, chronic depression, irregular heartbeats, leaky gut syndrome. It can cause, you can end up having so many different bacteria growing at once. I have Candida dublinisis, which is a rare yeast infection. It's everywhere. It's in my brain. Lyme is just everywhere, and it sucks. But I hope to share, like I said, my story with all y'all and have you all grow to be educated. And I'm hoping to do more videos and let y'all know my update. In the meantime, I got some meds from a kinesiologist. It's Bruton. It's a combination of things, and I take it 3 times a day. Yesterday was my first time to take it, and today's my second. So I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm going to try. Well, thank you for sticking along if you did. Sorry I blabbed, but I'm really hoping to let you all understand what this disease is. And I know there's a lot more I didn't share, that I need to share, but until next time.